This is Vince Russo's The Brand.
That time of year again. Hockey season. Identity crisis. Where is it? There it is. That time of the year again. It's hockey season. Ooh, try not to knock that around with my camera. Caught a preseason game yesterday. Devils Rangers. It's just preseason, like I said, and actually Islanders Rangers today. Interesting. They were playing, I believe, at the Bridgeport Sound Tigers arena. That's the affiliate, the American Hockey League affiliate for the Islanders, for anybody wondering. And again, just a second, I know most of you on here don't watch hockey, but I'm kind of a weirdo. It's just wrestling and hockey is all I like, so I'm going to roll with it. I know Mr. Andre Corbeil and the lovely Miss Chantel. Anyway, they follow hockey, so I'm going to do it because it's my show. And like I said, I was watching yesterday and today, and I every time I got mesmerized because I played before, and it's a fun game to play if you get the hang of it. Hardest sport in the world, too, because you got to skate. So, just some of the news, upcoming season preview. As far as the Devils go, oh, good God almighty, where do we start? Of course, we all know Travis Zajac, the center for the Devils, star center, he's out for, I believe, maximum 5-6 months. Torn pectoral muscle surgery. And then to top that all off, we learned about a few days ago, Brian Boyle is diagnosed with a treatable but rare form of leukemia. So I shouldn't laugh about that, but it's just, I think it's bad luck the Devils, their two number one centers, but get better, Brian. He's aiming to start the season regardless of how he kind of feels, if that makes sense. His mindset is he wants to play. And that's the thing with hockey players. They pretend they're okay. Soccer players, I hurt my knee. I pretend to be hurt. Yeah, I can't watch soccer or baseball or Raw. It's in with this show. Anyway, so yeah, they're going to be okay, I think, the Devils, because they got some depth. They got Marcus Johansson, a trade in the offseason, which I liked. Nico Hischier, from what I saw, he had a nice goal. I think he's going to be good. Miles Wood looks very good. Very strong power forward who, just when he's coming up the wing sometimes, it's like he's shot out of a cannon, and he actually almost set up the play for them to win in preseason. So, we'll see how that goes. Another interesting note, the first hockey game played in China, for crying out loud. I don't know if I'm going to be around long enough to see games in China, if that's what they're trying to do. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how it's going to work satellite-wise, but the Canucks and the Kings played. And I believe, I'm not even going to look at the score because I don't care. But I can imagine the crowd. Oh, goalie, you make save! Do it! I don't know. Kind of an interesting thing. They talked about, I think in Japan, they were talking about making hockey with a plastic surface as opposed to ice, and that pissed me off because I don't care how much work it takes, it should be played on ice. That's where the fun starts. That's the way it's meant to be played. Another few good things the Devils did this offseason. As I mentioned in another previous video, my biggest pet peeves is having guys on the team that are injury prone. And Mike Camilleri, Bo Bennett, and Jacob Josephson, in that order probably. No, I put Bo Bennett first, are as injury prone as they get. And I said, if they're going to have a substantial, even chemistry roster this year, they need to get rid of at least two of those guys. They got rid of all three, so I don't want to say got rid of because they kind of contributed, but all three of them to a degree. But enough's enough with this in and out of the lineup and guys getting called up from the minors, and you got to mix and match lines, and chemistry's destroyed. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. And so Camilleri's gone. on top of, he was a great guy, but, you know, on top of being injury prone, he's older and his production dropped, so it was the right move, in my opinion. It was a no-brainer. And, of course, we all know what happened with Kovalchuk. I wasn't surprised at all if they were going to try to work out a trade where they'd have to jump through hoops to get him over here into the NHL. I wasn't surprised at all, and I can maybe do this whole rant on what I think about what he did in another video, because I've kind of took his side over the years with, you know, it's his life, and I kind of don't blame him, but then I'm kind of thinking, you know, it is kind of a dick move what he did. So, it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason, but I miss the spring of 2012. That was a magical time for us. I miss the good old days. The white jerseys were the home jerseys. Maybe they'll do that one day. Another thing I want to mention about Brian Boyle, probably, I think it was a good off-season acquisition. He could help with face-offs and whatnot. He was never a big producer, obviously not a huge finesse player. You look at all the NHL playoff games he has under his belt now, I think within the last few years he has the most of any player active. You could check that, but you think about it, when the Rangers went to the finals in 2014, and then he got semifinals in 13, then he was in the finals again in 15, I believe, with the Lightning. And then 2016, I can't remember where he was in the finals. It was Penguins and Sharks. He didn't make it that far, but still, I think he still racked up a lot of playoff games there too. Can't remember at the moment, but we'll see how it pans out with Brian Boyle. He's on a 2-year contract. I think about $4 million each season, maybe a little less than that. I can't remember, but I'm just worried with the stigma with the Devils that it'll turn out bad. He's already kind of off to a bad start with the cancer diagnosis. Not that that has anything to do with his play, but we'll see what happens. The only thing that's for sure about hockey is nothing's for sure. Ooh, we can apply here too. Incidentally, today, well, yesterday now, I'm doing this the next day early in the morning, is the 20-year anniversary. The same day Goldberg debuted, and Stone Cold Steve Austin gave McMahon his first stunner. Looking back now, I was in kindergarten at the time, so I started watching wrestling, just in my stupid chair, around 99, so cool stuff. I'm going to try to check out both episodes on the network. They occurred the same day, so it'd be kind of cool to review both the Raw and Nitro that day. I believe there's a segment where Hogan comes out in Ric Flair's robe and Bischoff's kissing his ass, as usual. Again, there's a plethora of stuff on the network I'm going to be doing. Try to do as many review shows as I can with some brand members. I'm thinking mostly Retro Shred maybe, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, so let's get to what's stinging me this week. There's a lot. And the first thing probably stinging me is this stupid ticket I got. Me and a friend, I was showing her this lake down by where my grandmother just moved out of, and we were hanging out. I'm just going to be blunt. She's not that attractive. I'm sorry. She's into me, but I'm not into her. With the paint on, or without the paint, she thinks I'm attractive. I haven't asked her if Sting Nick is attractive. But yeah, I'm not. So we were after hours in a park, and a cop comes up, lights flashing. I didn't even know it was a cop. I hardly see park rangers at this park. And lo and behold, we both get 2 tickets. He comes up to us. He says something like, what are you guys doing here? I'm like, oh, is the park closed? You have to ask, what do you think? I'm like, okay. and he's probably thinking, am I doing drugs or smoking? I don't do any of that. I'm not like CM Punk straight edge, but I just don't do it because I'm not a boring guy. I just don't feel the need. So he has us, keep your hands out of your pocket, sit up against your car, and he writes us tickets, and I find out, I thought I could pay online, but I tried and it failed, and then she calls the court clerk, my friend, and it's court mandatory. It's about 45 minutes away, an hour, so I'm not looking forward to that. And then they send me a legal notice about 5 days later saying it's been changed to a different date. But it looks like the same date that they gave me on the ticket, so I don't know if they're trying to throw me off, confuse me. I don't know. The other thing that's stinging me is my girlfriend. She moved away in March to Florida, and I've been single ever since, and the moment I found out she was leaving, I knew I was going to be miserable, and I was right. It's been tough. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I sound like I'm an airplane pilot. This is Brokenstinger. We're flying over Margaritaville. God help us. No. So, yeah, she moved, and the moment I found out the news, she was fighting with her aunt. I knew it was going to suck, and it has. And I thought she was going to stay in contact with me, but about a week later, after I kind of texted her and whatnot, she decided to start acting differently, and her friends got in her head, and all of a sudden I'm the bad guy, long story short. So not the same relationship. So a girlfriend helps when you're battling depression and other issues. So, but I guess that's life. You lose things, you gain things, and the only thing that's for sure is nothing's for sure. Gotta move on. And ooh, the next thing that's stinging me this week, of course, as I just mentioned, hold on 1 second. Classic. This is the Devils jersey. See this? The stripes on the bottom? This is how it should be. If it's not broke, don't try to fix it. As I'm going to get into my next segment, I've been wearing that. I don't know if it's going to be before that or after, depending on the way Chantel edits. Hi, Chantel. Love you. What was I going to say? Yeah, so these new jerseys the NHL implemented, I don't know. Playing hockey, I need a little room around the collar. They just look tighter around the collar. The old jerseys had almost like a kind of V-neck kind of feel to it with the NHL patch right here. They just look, I don't know. Not so much that they're horrible looking, they just look uncomfortable for the players. And getting back, I'm pissed off that they, after all these years, they decided to alter the Devils jersey in any way. It's perfect. Ranger jersey, just get rid of, because I hate the Rangers. I can't believe they blew those two games against the Senators back in the spring. It's a shame I didn't get my show, because I would have loved to cover that back then. But I don't get it. It's just looking, I was watching a preseason game yesterday. Rangers, Devils, and Rangers won, but it's preseason, who cares? And I'm watching, they look like the Ottawa Senators from the distance. They just don't look, and some of the practice jerseys they had set up in the locker room, they weren't even jerseys, they were sticker displays of the new players incoming. It looked like Detroit Red Wing player jerseys. So I'm not a fan of it. I think it's ridiculous. Like I said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. The Devils jersey, it's been that way since we switched to the red, black, and white favorite color scheme. Not necessary. That's pissed me off. And, yeah. So that's what's stinging me for this week.
Good. Googly moogly. Review.
I was going to write a new song, but I got to tell you why, bro. I saw this compilation put together,
Compilation.
and it was sent to me by a fella by the name of Copycat, and he had all the brand members singing Margaritaville. It was fantastic, bro. It almost brought a tear to my eye.
Rubbing my Johnson.
Don't care if it's a sin.
The KOB is really starting to boil.
I absolutely loved it. What a great gift to me. And bro, I got to tell you something. Bro, this retro shred, bro, hell of a voice, that retro shred. I mean, this guy, I mean, seriously, hell of a voice.
Well,
I mean, bro,
he's a real musician, isn't he? Wasn't he a real musician?
He's a real musician.
Some people say that we are all so dumb.
Bro, there was some fella playing guitar, very good. Bro, Josh Hinkle. Oh, babe. Bro, Josh, don't quit your day job.
Searching, looking for that reconciling news.
But bro, very nicely done. So it is.
Also, just another quick mention for this segment: the project, the Margaritaville song project that we all worked hard to make. When it was brought up on the Realm Network for, I believe, the show, Castrating the Marks, of course. I was disappointed when I wasn't featured. Not the end of the world, but I don't know. Just want to feel part of the brand family. I'm putting effort in to try. So, again, not the end of the world, Jeff, if you're watching. But that's definitely under the category of what's stinging me. But compared to my other issues, I guess it's at the bottom of the list. So, maybe next time. I still love you, Jeff. I don't love the Rangers, though. You're cool, though. Oh, by the way, if you could figure out a way to send me an extra CPAP, please let me know. I think I need one. Oh my god. Speaking of Margaritaville, I'm going to try to sing it again. I know it all by heart. Now, I know I had a request on here by some jabroni. Please never sing again. But I think Margaritaville, I sing pretty good. So, it's showtime. Got the bat. Nibbling on fast food, acting like a damn fool. All of these wrestlers are covered with oil. Yum. I'm strumming my Johnson. Don't care if it's a sin. That KOB is really starting to boil. I'm okay. Wasting away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my fake wrestling news. Wrestling. Some people say that it's our parents to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. Marking for Finney, I'm dreaming he's with me. Hey, there goes Sammy and he's hailing a cab. Maurice can't wrestle. Huge moves but can't wrestle. Oh. Thank you, Roman, for being so bad. Almost lost my bat. Wasting away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my fake wrestling news. And a reason to watch Raw. Good luck with that. Some people say that we are all so dumb, but we're not. We're simply awesome. Okay. Woo! This is awesome. Don't know the second half of the song. Oh, man. Well, I guess that about wraps it up for this week's episode. tune in next week. We're going to be doing a old WCW pay-per-view review. I believe it's 1999 WCW Road Wild, 1999, August of 99 to be exact. And I'm going to be doing that with Retro Shred. If you haven't seen his music, check it out somewhere on Twitter. He's going to do all the plugs next week, but hopefully that should be good. Again, next week, Nitro review. Nitro. WCW Road Wild 99 review. And that's for next week. Until then, follow me on Twitter at Kolakowski316, hashtag Brokenstinger. Please like and subscribe to this video. If it's a little crappy right now, I'm trying. I'm going through a lot of personal things, but I'm putting in effort. Until then, the only thing that's for sure about me and my show is nothing's for sure. Except I promise next week it will be showtime. Woo! Woo! Good night, y'all.
This is Vince Russo's The Brand.